All right, everybody, it's PR Core. When I was on the show last time, or every time that I get on the show, it seems that people think that my mic is cheap. The type of microphone I got is, I mean, they ain't uppity, a studio microphone or nothing, but it's a Blue Yeti. I might have it on the wrong setting or something like that. But anyway, man, today I got a new discovery dealing with 45 degrees. I've briefly stated it in the past, but I just wanted to do a sole video, dedicated directly to this. So I'm gonna go ahead and show this real quick. Uh, and this has to deal with the Great Pyramids. So this is going back to whenever these pyramids were built. I'm showing significance with it. Uh, okay. Now, this is a post that I saw on Instagram from an account called Jane 108 Academy. They post a lot of good discoveries. It's actually a guy. I don't know if his name is Jane, but it's this guy who runs the page, and he does a lot of mathematical discoveries and stuff. Now, what I'm displaying and showing y'all today is very important to me, from what I've witnessed and everything that I have learned. At the end of the day, everybody points out how these pyramids, real or fake, align with Orion's belt, right? And it's not just the Great Pyramids. Teotihuacan, um, I mean, they're right there. You can see the ones in China. I know I briefly went over this last time. My memory kind of hit me right now. But one of the shafts inside of the Great Pyramid reaches to a perfect 45-degree angle. Now, this is important as well because of the shaft that it actually is. That is point. It's the highest. It's the highest reaching shaft. It's the one that reaches higher than all of them. It is the southern shaft. Um, Now, at the end of the day, man, I'm really doing some thinking. If anybody knows more, because like I say, I don't try to sit on certain things. I don't act like I know the answer. I actually like to display myself searching for the answers. Uh, and at the end of the day, this shaft points to the Orion's belt. For anybody who thinks that you can make up the angle that's being shown, it's very easy from the outside of the pyramid to even measure this angle. Basically, once you know, um, and I'll pull up a picture to show it. But basically, once you know or measure, I hate when this thing does that, man. But you measure basically how and where it is. I mean, they have technology, of course, to where they can pretty much infrared see the cavities and everything inside of the Great Pyramid to accurately measure the angle. But I'm just saying, even without that, in order to measure it, if you got inside of the king's chamber, you measure how high the king's chamber is from the ground, and then you measure how high the exit point is from the ground up here for the shaft itself, and then you basically create a line from that point, from one point to the next, and you measure it. It's really simple. But as you can see right here, this is part of what PR Corey has been saying. 3, 6, and 9 has been said to be a key to understanding, or a key to unlocking secrets of the universe by Nikola Tesla. A lot of people repeat this. A lot of people are woke to the fact that if you take 3, multiply it 3 times, any number you add 3 times, you're going to get 3, 6, or 9. A lot of people repeat this. One thing that I'm pointing out to people is that where do you find 3, 6, and 9 prevalent within nature, active within nature? Because 3, 6, and 9 does not even tie or build the Fibonacci sequence, the famous Fibonacci sequence. It does not even build that. I've been showing and proving several times that the Fibonacci sequence is actually based on the square. It's a spiraling square. It's going from corner to corner at 45 degrees. And what I'm getting at is that you can find more instances of 4 and 5 in nature than you can with 3, 6, and 9. Now, when it comes to the word universal, that's why I'm bringing it up. When it comes to something that's universal, what does a universal remote do to a TV or a radio? If you use a universal remote, it's basically like a key that can, or something that can function widely and round. It can operate within different realms, and it's basically a code. It's basically a worldwide or universal code. Basically, you can see it, or it can work with everything. Well, when you look at most things in nature, I'm not saying all things, most things, and I can find more instances of 4 and 5 operating within nature. That's why I've been pointing out what I've been pointing out about the human body. The human body has 4 limbs. This is where the Allah concept comes in. This is where Jesus being the compass, and the compass is separated into 45 degrees. Polaris, Jesus symbolizing Polaris, which is the center point for us in this time. But this is also what I'm going to display or brief on within this video as well. It's been said that the polar, y'all can say what y'all want. I'm not saying this conclusive, but it's been said that Polaris has not always been the North Star. When you do the math and everything, how they, work it out and everything, they say it was Thuban, a star called Thuban, Thuben. But anyway, and that would make sense as well. I would comprehend that because actually the top, the what they say is the missing capstone, and a lot of people have actually disclosed themselves that they believe that it's never had a capstone. I comprehend that too. But they called the top capstone Ben. That's a name that they gave it. It was called Ben. Now, if you go back to that name that I just said, the North Star, Thuban, Ben is that last, because it's a 2-syllable word, Thuben. Ben is that last syllable. So Ben, or Thuban being the old, or what they considered the ancient, at that time that they built these pyramids, as they said, that was Polaris. What Polaris is to us today, Thuban, the star, was to them. Okay. So that would be the center star, right? Well, that's what you see right there with the pyramids right there too. Is that the Ben /Thuban, Ben would be the capstone / the center / Polaris, the 4.5 point. Now, when it comes to the shafts of 45 degrees, these pyramids all line up with the Orion's belt. I want people to pay attention as well to the fact that all of these degree angles that you see here active on this picture right here, none of them are 3, 6, and 9. You got 39 degrees right there, but you don't see 36 degrees. You don't see 33 degrees. 3 plus 3 equals 6. Yeah, 3 plus 9 equals 12. Would you see 39 degrees right there? 1 plus 2. 12 has an extreme relevance to this world. A lot of people, mathematicians and stuff that that I follow on Instagram and everything, and they follow me as well, they've been really on this number 12 a lot lately. A lot. The number 12 has been a big thing being talked about lately. And it's excellent work. And I got my own view of it. See, with the clock, one thing that people don't, I could really go crazy with it, but with the clock, one thing that people don't realize about the clock, because when I'm working on what I'm working on, I got to stay 45, dwelling in the 45 for now, because I got to finish my work. But like I say, once I'm done, then I can, mingle into other discoveries and stuff like that. Well, at the end of the day, the clock, one thing that people don't realize about it is it's really, you know, because when you look at the vortex-based math that what's his name, Marco wrote and showed with the circle, because both ours is vortex, what they call vortex-based math. He's done it with the circle, which is basically a clock of 9. It's basically taking out, 10, 11, and 12 and stopping at 9. The clock itself is the zero. It's making a circle. The clock itself is the whole, the zero, the whole composition. Zero is the whole. HOLE and WHOLE. The whole composition. So when you look at a clock or you look at vortex-based math, you're looking at 0 through 9. When you're looking at a clock, you're looking at 0 through 12. Okay. What people have to realize is that once you incorporate that 0, which people consider as not a number, it changes the game. Then that's where you find out, once you count that 0 like it is a number, which it is, you end up with place value counting. Then you go from 12 count to 13, and you realize that the clock is really about 13. Then that's where you find out, they got 13 all over the dollar bill. Dollar bill is Masonic, ain't it? Yeah. So yeah, that's something I'm gonna go in, and go into and talk about in the future. But to move on to another slide to furthermore show what I'm saying, this picture right here, this diagram that someone drew out, I wish I could have credited these people. They don't copyright, and that's why it's important to copyright and label. If not copyright, at least label your work. You know what I mean? Some people don't care, but I do. And if you look at this shaft, what does it point to? Okay, you got Ursa Minor, Ursa Major over here. See, Thuban right here is that's that star. That's that star right there that they used to consider, or that they say was based on the math, Polaris. Excuse me. Now, another thing as well is I hear a lot. One thing that I do want to debunk as far as what flat earthers say, because it's something that's really, really repeated. And I always point out the country because that's how you help yourself. If you don't know where you heard it, then you ain't gonna know what to fix. Whenever you have a globalist come around, so if I point out y'all flaws and stuff, y'all can fix them. Then they ain't got no holes. So I hear a lot of flat earthers say that Polaris is the brightest star in the sky, but Polaris is not the brightest star in the sky. Sirius is the brightest star in the sky. Now, I know y'all say research and stuff like this, and I'm just going to tell y'all, do your research, and you will find out that everything the PR Corps is saying right now is 100% fact-based. Sirius is the brightest luminous star in the sky. Okay. Especially if you are a flat earther and you discount their globe ideology as far as the stars being trillions of miles away and stuff like that. Because but yeah, you see this right here, shaft of 45 degrees right there is pointing to what? Orion. Okay. Now, the thing about Orion is that this has to deal with Osiris. Now, this is where I'm at a point of doing my work, and this really makes me think, man. I ain't gonna lie. I've been saying, that, my work is, of course, infinite. It will never end. Because it's something that's a code that goes on. It's been here existing since creation. Something I tapped into. It took me to draw it out for people to be able to see it. That's why I'm telling people it's something about me that really, people should raise their eyebrows about for me to have figured this out at an all time of humanity. when it comes to Osiris, Osiris is a god of the underworld, bruh. As they say, I mean, I now it would help me as well as far as my how I feel inside hearing about that. But going to what Dredd says, that these gods is made up and stuff. I can agree, but I'm not gonna just jump to what he said just because it would make me feel more content. I'm going to actually look deeper into what it is that this is conveying a message of. Because if Osiris is the god of the underworld, I ain't gonna say god of the underworld. You got Set, of course. You can more accurately say that. But Osiris, God, I could go to the internet and look it up. It's dealing with death, death and life, actually, resurrection, stuff like that. Basically, like what? Jesus, right? And that's why I've been telling y'all, it's some weird synchronicities that I be finding with me and this Jesus thing, and I can't make nothing up. I'm not saying that Jesus is real. I'm saying synchron. You know how y'all do syncing and stuff like that. Well, I'd be acting like a blind fool if I didn't, voice the stuff that I clearly see. This points to what's associated in the southern shaft at that. So when you think about north and south, what's considered to be good and bad. I ain't gonna say good and bad, but repelling energy and attracting energy. South is outer, north is inner. So it's really, really it's something to think about. But one thing that when I posted this on Instagram, there was one person who said something. They brought up the fact of the possibility of the original, because I've heard of this myself, the original angle, the original slope angle of the Great Pyramid being 45 degrees. I've heard it in the past, I ain't gonna lie. Whether it's confirmed, I can't really say that myself. This is another diagram to show it as well. And then as well, see, I it's really weird, I ain't gonna lie, when I looked at this, the Great Pyramid is merely 450 feet tall. So that's quite amazing. Now 449 is really, really close to 450. As you can see right there, it says 481 with the bend on top is the original height with white limestone casing. It is said the capstone may have always been absent from the structure. I just brought that up. 449 feet, which is very, very close to 450 feet. The southern shaft, as you can see right there, 45 degrees. Now, what they did, they went deeper into the calculation. So they'll let you know that they really, really, was calculating it to, they wasn't playing, because they got arc degrees, 39.36. Now, if I look at this and go off of their work, that's where I can look at and retreat on what I just said partially regarding, the 3, 6, and 9 not being active within the pyramids. I don't have a problem with doing that. 39.36, that's 3, 6, and 9 right there. 3, 9, and then 0.36. That 0.36 is just, 0.3. When you get into decimal, it's really, really hard to, because you're trying to make it as exact as you possibly can, but it's really, really hard to confirm that when you round it to, 39 degrees, that's more, I really don't know how to really, conclude on that right there. Right here, you see 32.36 degrees. The other one said 30, and that's weird. 30 and then 39 point. Let me go to the other one. I can't remember the numbers from the other one. So we got 32. That one just said 32.36, which still rounds to be 30, 32, not 33 degrees. Okay. Uh, we got 39 degrees and 30. So they the same. Just those 39-degree ones different. And 45, but what you realize and what you see there is that 45 degrees is they got that cut off like 100% concrete 45, and they ain't add nothing else to it. So it's pretty exact. So the 45-degree angle is active within the Great Pyramid itself. And all I got to do from this point is do more in-depth looking into what, basically doing more research on Osiris, I guess. And not just the God itself to find, and believe in what the God that they, created said, or meant, or the God itself, but look more into what it meant is what I'm trying to say. What there was, the underlying message behind it, the symbolism behind it. This is why I get on panels and I like to, talk with other people, because we're supposed to be here to help each other. But I guess it's up to me to do everything on my own. I just, I see other people working with each other, and I just, what Eric Deep had said when I was on the panel last time, I can agree with it, man. If we work, we just would get where we're trying to get faster, and that's just a fact. But you can't force people to want to work with each other and everything like that, and that's fine, but this really got me thinking, man. This whole Orion Osiris thing, like, but I know one thing for sure is that it's very it's a shining star as well, because I'm seeing nothing but constants, man. Like, I can't make up nothing that I'm showing and displaying and proving. This is something that, whether people bash the pyramids or not, this is something that people have always been questioning about. If you ask me personally, I do not feel that they are fake. I'm just saying, based on 100% logic. I mean, what they're made out of, the acoustics, the weathering, all of this different stuff to take into account. It's a lot to think about. I ain't gonna lie, man, that really got me thinking. But I'm gonna show this email as well, because I just wanted to show as well to people that I did email Sanchez, and that he did email me back. I don't usually check my emails, but when he told me that, I forgot after the show because we was on there debating and talking and everything. But after the show, or yesterday, I was kind of reminded by the essence of being around that he had said that about the email. So I checked my email and I saw that he had messaged me back, which he told me he did. But it says, let's do it Thursday on my main channel. Sorry for the late response. And I responded to him. I didn't screenshot that before I sent it. So this is the screenshot I got. So I was just letting people know as well through this that potentially, you can look forward to seeing that on Thursday. So yeah, this is another thing this is to help people as well as far as my discovery, because I know that y'all think, and a lot of y'all just ain't gonna do the work or nothing or nothing. When it comes down to my discovery and everything, I've been doing and creating debunking concepts, which I've already been through, but I'm basically creating a debunking book so that I can show people and open this up and go through different slides and stuff and show people the relevance of my work, because people will think just because it's other shapes and stuff in the world that your work ain't legitimate. But I'm gonna prove people, which I've already done to myself behind closed doors. It's a reason why the square and what I'm showing, the square is prevalent. Okay. Because if you try to apply the same concept that I've done to other polygons, any other shape besides a square, you're not gonna get the same thing. You're not gonna get it's all right here. You got the numbers basically right here, just like you see on my work. Okay. If it could just work with any shape in the world, you would see the same exact math applying to each other. Okay. What you see here is when you subtract these numbers across from each other on my work, you don't that's why I'm showing people you do not have to have the numeric. It's not the numbers, these symbols is not what people need to focus on. My work focuses on pure arithmetic, pure numerology, pure frequency. That means what? That means that without the symbols that you see me inscribing on there, just to show people, the reason that the symbols are there is just so it's because I could have just colored everything that I'm doing. It doesn't need those symbols. All it really needs is the art, the measurements of 45 degrees being, four-sided of a square on a grid, and 5 units per 45 degree inclination, and color them in, because the colors that I'm putting there ain't just to be pretty colors. It's because I've actually studied numbers, and every set of every number set actually has an elemental type of energy to it. That's why y'all hear people say nine deal with the spirit. Well, which out of all of the different elements, which ones do you think is most associated with the spirit? Spiritual energy, spiraling energy. It would be either wind, and it will also be water. Okay. So anyway, when you take these right here, and that's just a brief on at least one element. I ain't gonna go through all of them and explain all of my work, but when you take these 6 minus 3, of course we know is 3. Well, how many arithmetic, how many do we have in between? We got 1. We know that ain't right. 7 minus 2 equals 5. Do we have 5 spaces in between these two? No. And of course, as you keep on going down, you have 8 minus 1, and you do not get 7 spaces. You got 9 minus 0, and you do not get 9 spaces. Excuse me. So that's highly important, extremely important, because this shape, which is a hexagon, we see this throughout nature. We do not see a square besides when you talk about microcosm. Okay, when you get into crystals and everything like that, the way that you do not see, squares everywhere in nature. You know what I mean? You barely gonna find a 100% straight line in nature, but it is possible. This right here, the act of the square and everything, it's all dealing with DNA, like I've been telling people. When you look into the E8, what these people have created called the E8, that's why I'm messing with them on that on my Instagram page. I'm bringing these people from a nigga perspective, a nigga who from the hood, a nigga who I might not still stay in the hood, but a nigga who was born in the hood of Little Rock, Arkansas, never been to college or nothing like that. I've made a discovery that I'm telling people got the, it's so freaking impactful, bro. It just ain't funny. It just ain't. Ironically, I'm laughing, but it just ain't funny, man. And it's crazy to see that I've done something that's on their level, bro, and it's on a piece of paper, that I'm explaining. It's dealing with so much. But this math, as you can see, I'm proving that you just can't do it with no other shape, man. You can't do it. Besides a circle, the circle is, like I've been saying, the circle is synonymous with the square. But see, these people, as far as the E8 lattice that I just brought up, that right there, that's what they base theirs on, is the circle lattice. I could show that and prove that if I just don't be trying to slow this computer down and everything, going into videos and stuff. But what I'm getting at is what is DNA about? DNA is about compacting information, data storage. They trying to use that's with Google and everything. Google is trying to harness our DNA and use that as data storage. Because y'all don't comprehend. I ain't gonna say y'all don't comprehend. Yeah, A lot of people don't comprehend how much. Do you know how much DNA is in the one human, according to what these scientists say? Now that's according to what they say. But I have heard flat earthers and everybody even agree with this. And to, DNA, one little pinch of DNA can store so much data in it. And that's just a fact. And I just didn't want to bring up the going to the sun, but they bring this up just to put it into perspective. They claim that you can go to the sun and back a certain amount of times with the amount of DNA that's in our body. That's how much DNA within one human body. Claim that you can go around the equator of the earth 2.5 million times. That's how much the DNA of one human body could stretch out. That many meters. That's a lot of information. So I'm bringing that up because when it comes to data storage, the best way to store data, or the goal, would be to be able to put as much information in a small amount of space. That's this deals with CERN and everything. What CERN now is doing when you try to, speed up molecules, or what they consider atoms and stuff like that, creating portals and stuff like that. It's all dealing with compaction, comprehending compaction. And basically what I'm getting at by bringing up the circle in relation, because I got it pulled up right here too. The circle cannot do the same. It would have spaces, even if because you can pack. There's something called circle packing. And when it comes to circle packing, you can basically pack circles in a hexagonal pattern, or you can pack them, based on the square, which is basically right on top of each other. For hexagonal, you would put them halfway, basically like a brick pattern. And as you can see, the grid, like you see, you got spaces right here, and this is not good for data compression. That's not good. The circle would not be the best way to store data. That's why I'm showing with the square, you can cover all space. You would never be able. So you got an exit point outside of here. With this circle thing, you got, exit room. With a circle, with a square, you can't get out of it. You can't get out of it. As far as what I'm showing, what I'm doing, when I stack those squares based on each other, once you create one square fractal, you want 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and go back down underground for your negative. You got a full square, not to count the center X that I made, which basically makes my work what it is. Nobody in history did that with the pushing 0 and 1 over 45 degrees, and then pushing 9 and 8 over 45 degrees to create a perfect another square based on 45 degrees. And that's how you end up with the symbol that I'd be using as an emoji, which looks ironically just like my work. It's crazy. And mind you, almost all Apple app logos are at 45 degrees. That goes for Safari, that goes for your Compass logo. Look at your Shortcuts logo. I went over that in the past, so Apple got key potentially of what I'm talking about. That's why I say, man, I know that them folks watching. My numbers ain't got to be high for them to be watching, but I know that them folks is watching, man. That's real talk. And that's what you see right here is a 45-degree line going from this corner to this corner with this, but you will never have it would never fill all space, which is the goal with DNA. If DNA didn't do that, we'll have holes and all type, we wouldn't be able to build. It's about building, and if you think about it, man, I ain't even got to go into the Pentagon, going back to this right here. The Pentagon, if you tried to do that, it ain't gonna work with that either. It's gonna be all type of jacked up. It wouldn't work. And another thing, think about what Freemasons say on the level. Nothing is level when you do those things. You know, if you stack circles on top of each other, eventually them circles, especially if you create you know, some movement around those circles, a pyramid of circles, they're gonna roll off and flatten out, seek level, just like water, because they all got circle and they'll roll off each other. But if you do it with square, stability, stern, compact, you can't get in through those, you know, different blocks that the pyramids is built with. You can't. You know, so yeah, man, I just wanted to, you know, do this real quick today and show this. Um, that's really all I had to show, man. You know, as far as the new discovery and what I'm gonna be studying more. So, shout out to you, Rossette, for coming through. I can't force you to see past the 45 you love makes you blind to truth. PR Corey. Check this out, Balanced Truths, man. At the end of the day, dude, what you talking about right now, I just clearly showed you where I have tried to debunk the 45 with different shapes, okay? It ain't about me loving no 45. I have made discoveries with other numbers. If you open your eyes, I just went over the clock in 0 through 13. If anybody focusing, it's because you got a bone to pick a song, okay? You dropping other comments on other videos regarding and dealing with other people's stuff. You don't comment regarding to my work, bro. So at the end of the day, let me tell you something, bro. This ain't dealing with no just loving 45. I just clearly said that I'm looking into more about this, dealing with Orion, the underworld. I've talked in the past about the underworld. Don't sit up here and tell me what I love. Number one, you don't have my emotions. You ain't got my feelings, partner. With the 45 that you love, you sound like a clown, dude. You really do. At the end of the day, what are all numbers when you add them up? 45. When you just type that up, what numbers is on your pad? 0 through 9. When you add all them numbers up, what you get? Like I just said, 45. It ain't about loving nothing. It's a universal constant, you fool. See, when somebody ain't got no information to offer on their own, you just try to create any type of friction, any type of argument. And I ain't got time for you, dude. I done told you to go on your own way, bro. You sitting up here dropping comments of other people's videos and shit. If you ain't talking about my content and what I'm dropping, if it ain't relevant to what I'm doing, you need to skedaddle your ass on. That's just straight up. That's straight up. It's almost like you mad that a nigga made a discovery and you ain't did nothing yourself. You ain't debunking shit over here. That's one thing for sure. Because one thing for sure is what you, even the videos that you tag me, that's shit that other people, that's stuff that's already out there, dude. What I'm showing people in this world is that stuff that nobody has done. That's a fact. Nobody has known. So quit telling me that I just love something. I'm pressing something because at the end of the day, I'm the one that's alive. I discovered it. And if I did not do it, damn it, somebody else gonna try. And that's just a fact. Whatever the creator, the thought was put into my head after all time for a reason. If I don't do it, somebody else gonna fucking do it. Quit telling me that I love something when you don't know or have my thoughts and my emotions. So quit trying to stamp shit on me. Quit trying to force me to see past something when I just clearly said that I'm working on something. And once I'm done with my work, that's when I can dwell into other things. It's called focus. You need to learn about that. That's why I told you to go on your own fucking way, because I ain't got time for people like you, bro. And that's just being straight up and discreet. You do some real shiesty stuff your damn self, bro. You be, like I say, commenting other people's shit. If it ain't got to deal with my work and what I'm doing, partner, hey, going on the other way. But you ain't gonna try to force me to see past my own stuff. If you tired of it, if you shit, like I say, go on, that's the solution for you. Cause I ain't tired of it. I ain't figured everything out with it. I wouldn't be still showing new things. I can go down list after list, a whole list of things that I have discovered dealing with the 45-degree angle, 4.5. So much stuff that is fact-based. You can't make it up. Projectile motion. Negro, we can go on the inverse square law, the odd number rule. That's all me, bruh. That's all me. This ain't about, and if guess what? If I did what your dumbass just told me, I can't get you to see past the 45, I would have never figured it out. And guess what? If I would have just walked past it and not wrung out the towel, I would have left the door open for somebody else. Hey, bro, look at this. I just found out about 45 degrees. Look at this. I just discovered with 45 that deal with your work. Then I can't say it no more. Then somebody else done figured it out and I didn't. So that's why it's called focus, because that's the only way that you're going to wring a towel out. You need to learn how to focus on your own shit. How about you go discover something instead of telling me what to see past? If it's more out there, go figure out more then. If it's more out there, how about you start displaying more? You start putting out more, bruh. Because I'm the wrong one for you to be fucking with. That's just straight up. I build, I don't hate. Congrats to you. Keep learning. Look, dude, if you was over here building with somebody, you wouldn't be sending me nobody else's shit. And you wouldn't be telling me to look past. That's trying to destroy somebody's focus. Literally, I can't get you to see past the 45 that you love so much. Nigga, I bring facts. It ain't about loving nothing. I just listed 3 things, and that's only 3. That's only 3 things. When you cut 9 in half, what you get? 4.5. When you cut 4.5 in half, what you get? 2.25. 2 plus 2 equals 5. When you do that with the circle, 45 degrees, 45 in half is 22.5. 2 plus 2 equals 4, 0.5. What's half of 22.5? When you continue doing that right there, which is called fractaling, which is the perfect essence of fractalization, which is what nature is built off of, which you cannot escape and you cannot do with no other number, buddy. You're going to always get 4.5. You cannot make this up, dude. You say you go build your own shit then, bro. Because you sending me shit that's irrelevant to my work, stuff that ain't got nothing to do with what I'm doing. You know, if anything, you try to send me stuff to try to that deters away from my points that I'm making. Shit that ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Nothing to do with 45 at all. So how is that building anything over here? If anything, you trying to help other people shit build. I already got 500 some viewers and they live and stuff like that. I'm over here with 3 viewers. So you obviously ain't trying to help build nothing over here. And that's my bone to pick with you. So quite frankly, you can take your ass on. Take that how you want to. Nigga's crazy, bro. Man, Ross said, shout out to deal with the straight line in nature, which is the horizon. You can't make that curve to fit your globe. Guess what, dude? I'm not saying that that the earth is a 100% globe. All I did is prove to you that the Nazca lines that point to one point on a globe, I always have said that I'm a center, but in the center, buddy. All right. The Nazca lines, when you put them on your flat earth map, since you want to say your globe, Negro, when I put it on your flat earth map, it goes off into nothing. And that moon map, like I said, if it was so real, you'll see people using it. You'll see your top flat earthers using it. You don't see them using that shit. Because guess what? They realize the same shit that I realized probably. There's some holes in that stuff, man. It sounds good. It's good imagination, but it ain't fact-based. And that's 100%. It's not fact-based. It's just like a good bedtime story. Over here, you getting nothing but facts. You can't change the fact that this points to Orion's belt, 45 degrees. Negro, do you see any other number associated with that? No. You can't change that projectile motion. The farthest is something that's going to travel, which is mathematical and science. And you can't change that it's going to travel as farthest of a projectile at 45 degrees. You can't change the fact that I showed and proved that with the inverse square law, which is prevalent all throughout nature, motion, physics based, okay? Because a lot of people out here, they'll try to, even globalists, they'll say it ain't even backed by physics. Well, guess what? My work is, bro. It is, okay? And that's just fun. I mean, nigga, at this point, you just funny, bro. You funny. You hilarious. And you can get you some business at this point. That's just being straight up. You need to get you some damn business. Show us on earth that's round. Show us on earth that's round and see. You ain't even making sense. You can take your duck ass on, Carlos. That's straight up. Show us an earth. Okay, I ain't see that. Show us an earth that's round instead of bitching. Let me tell your ass something. Ain't nobody bitching over here, partner. I'm responding to somebody else. Something that they said. Obviously, he bitching. All right. It ain't about didn't I just say, do you not have a fucking mind or ears to hear? Didn't I just say that I'm in the fucking center? I'm doing work to show and prove the truth. It ain't about showing no fucking round earth. Show me a flat earth map or explain to me how you can travel 45 degrees on what's 45-degree navigation on that curved ass square grid, which is nothing but a globe earth flattened out. How do you travel 45 degrees on the square? Because them ain't even squares on no flat earth. They curved. You always sucking another dick, another man dick, which is Sanchez. It's Carlos Diaz, your pappy. Poppy. So if anybody bitching, it's you. I have eyes. All I see you doing is making carpet designs. What the fuck? Guess what, buddy? You can say that as much as you want to, dude. I just said improve. Look into the inverse square law. Look into the odd number rule. This is stuff that is, dude, people use this every day. Look into projectile motion. This has nothing to do with what the fuck you talking about. Carpet designs. You making jokes that ain't even funny. You ain't funny, nigga. You can really shut your dumb ass up. You just a hater. That's all you is. You call yourself because you feel like somebody a hater of Sanchez, which I'm not. I prove and come with nothing but facts. So you call yourself trying to outlash and backlash, get back for your daddy. Nigga, don't nobody give a fuck about your bitch ass, dude. You can take your ass on because one thing for sure, you ain't proving nothing. I don't see you getting on no panels displaying no type of knowledge. So you ain't nothing but a critic. You nothing but an ant on the ground. Guess what? That's because I'm showing at the end of the day, I got his name and the title because I'm showing and proving to people, look, we got a show coming up. Other people will be like, if I didn't show, he say all of this stuff about he want to work with this and do that. He'll do this. He'll do that. He sent the email. This dude ain't even follow through it. Sanchez said that he responded to him and he ain't even do this. He ain't do that. So all I'm doing is showing and playing, showing and disproving all of that nonsense and showing people that I have responded to the dude. That's all the hell I'm doing. You can't do right. You can't do wrong. Ain't nobody, you act like I come on here with his name and the title every single time. The only time I mention a nigga when I got a problem with him. I wouldn't do what I've done, be able to discover what I've discovered. I wouldn't have what I have if everything was about him. I'm making carpet designs. Guess what? It's carpet designs. Let me tell your dumb ass something though. I wouldn't have top-notch scientists, top-notch mathematicians trying to work with me if it was just carpet designs, buddy. You just dumb. And just because you can't see the truth, that don't make me wrong. You can act as stupid as you want to or be as stupid as you want to. That ain't got shit to do with me. You just a dumbass. You see how I did a 100% clean and good stream? And this is why I do not read the comment section, because you got peons like you who come around and try to fuck up the flow. That's all you're trying to do. I did a 100% good and clean stream. Didn't cuss once. Focus 100% on the knowledge. And then when you bring your little punk ass around, that's where I got to respond to you and put you in line. One thing's for sure, yo bitch ass do not get on no panels. You do not got nothing to offer at all. And you a talentless little punk bitch ass nigga. That's what you is. You eat that. That's what you are. Cause you'll come on, you know what? You the same person who was on what that other discovery that I had made. You the same motherfucker. It's just carpet designs, right? You the same person. I saw where you said you should use hashtags in order to get your views out there more. That's when you called yourself being friend, buddy with your little fake ass. You the same person who on my other Salvatore Mundi discovery, you commented like you amazed by the carpet designs with your bitch ass. Do I got to go back to that and show people and expose your little punk ass? Because if that's the case, you would have said that under that video. Why you ain't say that then? Exactly my point. You're a little punk ass, fake ass bitch. That's what you is. You called me. You said I was bitching, so that's why I'm calling you out your name. Nigga, don't tell me I'm bitching. I ain't doing nothing but responding to a motherfucker who don't know what he talking about. Yeah, they just came on here just to troll. Like I got one viewer in here now. That's probably Airy Deep. Sorry you had to come in with that, bro. If you go back to the beginning of the stream and listen from the beginning up until I had to go on to this and read that, I didn't even have to go off on nobody. I didn't have to say nothing negative to nobody. I was 100%. See, this make it look like my vibe just 100% bad all the time, just for no reason. I came in here on good terms, man. You know, so niggas is clowns, bro. But, you know, at the end of the day, if they want to troll, they ain't gonna do nothing but make themselves look like clowns. Because when I pop up rich, which, like I say, I move a certain kind of way. When I pop up rich and when my life started getting better from carpet designs, I don't want to hear shit. Because that's all niggas care about is money anyway. That's all niggas care about anyway. I ain't gonna want to hear nothing. Because guess what? One thing, like I just said, I'm working with how many millionaires are you? It ain't about how many millionaires you know. It's about how many millionaires is you working with. Because they'll say it's who you have around you is who you gonna end up being like. I don't know how many millionaires you got in your circle, partner. But it's different around here for me. On each end, I could go either way, bro. If I wanted to be a rapper, I got millionaires in that circle I'm associated with. I'm a top-notch artist, one of the best artists living right now. This ain't just no carpet design, nigga. What's the Mona Lisa? Just a picture of a woman? You see how much it's worth? What's the Salvatore Mundi? Just a picture of Jesus Christ? How many pictures we see of that? You see how much it's worth? So we're going to see how much this carpet design be worth in the end, partner, because from what I'm hearing, it's going to be worth a damn lot. And that's all I'm going to let a little bitch-ass nigga like you know. All I'm going to do right now, from this point on, is run the fucking tires over your punk ass. That's straight up you and anybody. I done showed and proved y'all niggas. You don't go against me, bro. Especially if you ain't got no facts. But I got your ass. That's straight up. I done told you niggas I'm not playing with y'all, bro. This is God powered. You're not going to play with me. You done fucked your ass over. And I mean that you done fucked your ass over. Straight up. I'm not playing. Niggas clowns. Probably ain't got no ain't associated with no millionaires. That's all niggas care about when you start talking about money anyway. Well, if we gonna talk about that game, I got something coming for your ass anyway, little fool. Anyway, man, I'm gonna get on out of here. I appreciate y'all coming through, bro. And the knowledge ain't gonna stop no matter what no punk ass nigga say. If I gotta redo this stream and take this stream down just so that I can make for sure that my stream is, because this ain't how, whenever I got fools like that to respond to, and I got top-notch people really watching my content, that will make people want to, deter away from you and not want to fuck with you because it make you look a certain type of way. I shouldn't have to get on here and be cussing when this is supposed to be a knowledgeable video, man. I shouldn't have to be yelling and, responding to a bitch. Somebody calling saying that I'm bitching when I was just literally teaching before you and Balanced Truths want to come around with nonsense. That ain't bitching. I'm responding to bitches. That's all I'm doing. You get Sanchez dick out your mouth. You can say that I got his name in the title, but at least I ain't rocking with everything that the Negro say. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and leave, bro. Clown ass, bitch ass fool.